10 disturbing stuntman deaths that happen on set. Being a stunt double comes with its perks. Lots of adrenaline, a hefty paycheck, and a chance to work alongside some of Hollywood's biggest stars. But it's arguably the most dangerous job in all of Hollywood for a reason. Unfortunately, some of them fail to make it out alive. Here are 5 disturbing stuntman deaths that happen on set. Don't forget to give this video a like and share it with your friends. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button. Number 5. Jose Marco in the film Shark in 1969. This one is pretty scary, even more so if you're afraid of deep water. Jose Marco was a double for Burt Reynolds in the 1969 Mexican-American film Shark, which, if you haven't already guessed, is a film about sharks. While filming an underwater scene with a supposedly well-controlled environment, when out of nowhere, a great white shark managed to make it through the nets, supposedly separating the crew from the rest of the ocean. The shark started to attack Marco, despite the crew's attempt to shoo him away with spears. Marco was 32. Marco died that day, but what happened next is even more messed up. The producers actually used the footage of Marco's death in the film as some sort of publicity stunt. The film director Samuel Fuller was outraged by this inhumane move and even requested to have his name removed from the credits of his own film. Number 4. Jim Shepard in the film Comes a Horseman in 1978. Jim Shepard was a stunt double veteran who starred as stunt double for William McConnell on the Star Trek The Original Series in the second season episode Journey to Bubble, among other film and TV appearances. Unfortunately, his career reached an unexpected halt at the age of 40 when he died from a head injury while filming the movie Comes a Horseman in 1978 as Jason Robards' stunt double. According to the Sheriff's Department spokesman, Shepard was then filming a scene where Roberts was to be dragged by a horse through a wooden gate. The horse ostensibly failed to run straight, which resulted in the freak accident. Although he was airlifted in a helicopter, the accident caused too much restraint on the stunt double's body, and he died the same day. Although they did not show the fatal collision, parts of the scene were still included in the film. Number 3. A.J. Bakunas in the film Steel in 1979. Bakunas was a great young stuntman who has appeared in quite a roster of films throughout his short but sweet career. But in the year 1979, the 27-year-old stunt double performed what he never thought would be his final act. He was stunt double for George Kennedy on the set of the movie Steel. It was shot in Kentucky. Bakunas had been training for a fall from a high-rise building, which would be the death of Kennedy's character in the film. Ironically, the fall did result in death, not of Kennedy, but his young stunt double. According to reliable sources, he has been practicing for weeks, but Bakunas, feeling competitive, decided last minute to jump 323 feet off the ground. This was a much higher jump than he had trained for, all to compete with his rival stuntman, Dar Robinson, who was working on another film at that time. Video evidence shows that he did complete the stunt successfully, but the airbag below ruptured. He went from 323 feet above to 6 feet under soon after. Number 2. Art Scholl in the film Top Gun in 1986. Art Scholl was an aerobatic champion and stunt pilot. He did films such as Blue Thunder and The Right Stuff. But his biggest break would happen in 1986 when he was asked to fly an airplane and do some stunts as part of a sequence for the movie Top Gun starring Tom Cruise. Scholl knew there was something wrong, as he kept saying over the radio moments before he crashed into the outskirts of California. His last words were something like, "I've got a problem here." What makes this even more tragic is that, despite the entire team's best, Scholl's plane was never found, and neither was he, leaving an eerie and tragic open-ended element surrounding his death and disappearance. Number 1. Dar Robinson in the film $1 Million Mystery in 1987. So remember I mentioned AJ Bakunas a while back? He had a rival by the name of Dar Robinson. Sadly, he joined Bakunas on the other side just a few years later while filming $1 Million Mystery. Dar Robinson was a legend in the stunt double business. In 1986, he won Guinness Book of World Records as the highest paid stuntman. Other notable work of his includes very high jumps and falls, and he was the first stuntman to complete a skydive transfer from one plane to another. He died when he lost control while filming a motorcycle chase scene. He crashed into a rock and got stabbed by a tree, which killed him even before he made it to the hospital. He was 39 years old. We've reached the end of the list for now, but it's not over. Check out the part 2 of this video coming real soon. It's about to get really intense. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and stay curious.